Good morning, Desert Sands Unified School District and Desert Sands educational followers. My name is Sean Webb. I'm the Director of Community Engagement and the Foundation, and welcome to Classroom Conversations, where we engage the Desert Sands Unified School District community. We got a short show for you this morning. Going to go over some social media things, go over a thing called Peach Jar. But before we go on, I want to thank the Desert Sands Educational Foundation Board for allowing this opportunity for Desert Sands Unified School District to share everything great that's going on by providing this format. And I want to go ahead and read the mission statement for Desert Sands Educational Foundation. The Desert Sands Educational Foundation secures funding and awards money to provide supplemental resources that enrich and enhance student learning in Desert Sands Unified School District. And today we're going to talk about some of the different things that we have going on that meet our mission and so forth. But one thing I want to share, I'm going to bring on Chef Mary first before we share about it. So Chef Mary, let's see here. Sorry about that. There we go. You figure I'd be able to figure this out by episode 17. Good morning, Chef Mary. How are you?
I'm fine. I just lost you completely.
Well, I could see you. I wonder if you minimize the screen and don't realize where you put it, but I could definitely see you, and so you know you're on camera. You know what? While you're searching for that, I'll go ahead and remove your camera. That's no problem. Just give me a thumbs up when you're ready, okay?
Okay.
No problem. So as I was going to share, been working with our team here, our communications team of Jan Diaz and Mary Perry, as well as I've been working with our graphic services team. And we've been talking about getting a logo for Classroom Conversations. And I have our logo here. This is one of our drafts that we're talking about. I'm going to share it with Chef Mary here today too. I believe she's ready to go. Mary, you ready to go?
Yeah, I'm back. It's like it's a miracle.
Okay, there you go. So you remember a couple weeks ago, I showed you this.
Yes.
Yeah, about a week and a half ago, I showed you that. And we're still talking about it and so forth. But I got it digitally now, and I want to share with everybody that's watching the logo that we're thinking about for Classroom Conversations. So I know there's the first thing I said when I saw it, and you know, Mary and Jan shared this with me, and we talked about it. I said, "Wow, there's a lot going on there." But Mary did a great job with explaining. So all of those yellow, blues, reds, cyans, those all represent arrows, and those arrows represent conversations. And that's exactly what we're having. We're having many different conversations all the time, and they're always intermingling and twining together, either if it's with students or staff, or it's with the community, or whoever it may be. So that kind of makes sense. And I love how that works. And all of those colors inside of Classroom Conversations, Mary, that's the same colors in our district logo. If you look at our logo in the top right-hand corner, those are all the same colors. So we integrated.
Yes.
So we integrated the district logo, the district colors, the district mission and vision there, and then we also have the outside there where it says Classroom Conversations. That's our that's a foundation color, and that shows us intermingling together. So
yeah, it's
cool.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
And I think I definitely know that I didn't do that justice in the explanation there of the logo. So what we'll do is we'll have either Jan or Mary come on, as they're definitely the specialists in this area, to kind of share about what exactly it is and so forth. But I thought it was cool. This is the first time that we have it digitally, and I thought I'd share it out there. And what I plan on doing with this, Mary, is eventually I want this logo here to go ahead and be up in the corners and so forth. We're going to start playing around with this a little bit more. Get a little fancy for us. Yeah. Okay, so how have you been up in Big Bear?
Good. I came back up yesterday. They're still pretty smoky. They're still doing some evacuations further down the hill, but I listened to a video where the fire department was explaining what they're doing. It's pretty awesome. They're building, I guess, safety walls or whatever you call them, barriers to keep the fire from advancing. I think it's about almost near 50% contained. This morning, it's not too bad. Yesterday, it was pretty smoky, but it seems to be, depending on where you are in the lake, where the wind and the smoke seems to come in. Okay. So far, so good. I mean, the town's worked out really well. We have no visitors. They've closed the national forest to any activity, walking, hiking, biking, picnicking, just to prevent any future incidents from happening.
Okay.
Well, I think that's California-wide too, by the way.
Okay. Well, I'm glad that you're safe and sound, and I know that you got to your son's house last week, and I'm glad that you're back in Big Bear and in your home. And and I know how much you love it at your home.
I do. It's a busy month between all the birthdays and anniversaries, and I don't know why we all picked September and October to do everything, but we did.
Well, I'll tell you, just like I couldn't really plan having Brooklyn in my 40s. We were hoping to the 30s, but I'll just take,
Yeah.
blessing. Yeah, but let's go share with you some informational items. So tonight we have a school board meeting, and we got to thank the Desert Sands Educational Foundation Board for providing this platform. So some new things have happened with the pandemic and so forth. Our board meetings we've always had on YouTube. I take that back. We haven't always produced our board meetings, but just until now, we produce all of our board meetings on YouTube. With that being said, not a majority, but a lot of our families and so forth speak Spanish at home. So now that we have the ability with StreamYard, the district office produces their video on YouTube, and then via StreamYard, we're able to produce the video in Spanish here for the board meeting, as well as, like we are the squares here. So imagine me being a translator in Spanish, okay? And then Mary, you would be the American Sign Language. We have an organization that we work with, so everybody has an opportunity to participate and watch our board meeting. Yeah, so it's definitely different with pandemic and so forth. We've been on calls with people to see if we can implement some closed captioning systems, maybe even some closed captioning with different languages. Like on your television, you can hit the SAP button and it'll go into Spanish and so forth. We're experimenting with those types of things. And I'll tell you, with doing that, all of these companies that we're contacting only deal with like the ABC, the NBC, the Fox, the CNN, the MSNBCs. They only deal with those companies. So there's no mom and pop closed captioning company. So you can only imagine the pricing structures that they have that we're trying to find out and see what we can get to best work for our families and so forth.
Oh, exactly. We could be Good Morning America.
You've been saying that for a while. I know you want to be out there.
I know. I want to be in that desk up there with you.
There we go. Another thing I want to bring up is I know that I have invited you, and you said that you're interested in being on the DSEF board. We have some recruitment meetings going on. And if you want to be involved with the Desert Sands Educational Foundation board, where you can possibly, obviously a board member, but join one of our committees for CAMFest, join one of our committees, possibly for helping us increase our employee donation program, possibly join for one of our campaigns where we do like the ultimate dine out, where you can help us out with those things. So if you're interested in being a board member, please email me. That's going across the bottom there. And I know that Mary, we're going to have you at our meeting possibly Thursday.
Yes, Thursday afternoon for sure.
Okay, excellent. You're going to have a couple familiar faces there too that you're going to recognize that are also interested in being board members. One of them has been on with us before. That's Kathleen Doyle. So she's very interested in joining us. So she's going to meet some of our current board members, get to know. It's a I guess you could call it a virtual happy hour that we're doing. Yeah. So kind of fun. Okay, let's move on here, Mary, to go into the informational. Let's talk about social media going on. Let's see here with Twitter. So like I said, our communications team does an amazing job with social media. This is Jan Diaz's department in lieu of who works with Mary Perry. But this is a real cool thing that we're helping promote, and you'll love this, Mary. Our friends at La Quinta High School, and we're actually going to have them on with us on Thursday to talk about this a little bit more. But this is our friend, Mr. Schmidt, in the Public Service Academy.
Oh, cool.
They have a school supply drive that they're doing for the neighboring school district. And I don't want to go in great detail about this because the senior who's putting this together, Alyssa Torres, she's going to join us Thursday morning. So I don't want to go into that in great detail, but know that this is coming Thursday morning where we're going to talk about this in great detail.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see here. I want to talk more about the FAFSA. This is very important. This is the federal aid for free. This is the application you have to fill out to get a grant or get a scholarship. And you can't apply to any colleges and get a grant or scholarship without filling this out first. So that comes available October 1st. And I know a lot of people will say, well, my family makes too much money. They do this, they do that. We won't qualify. Everybody should fill this out because honestly, there's a lot of funds and grants and programs and scholarships that are not applied for because people think that's. So please go ahead and fill out that application as soon as possible. But we talked about the virtual college fair. Mary, maybe one of these days we can go on one of these tours together and show some of the students what's going on here. But it's kind of cool. I did this on my own over the weekend. You can go to a college, you participate, and you watch a video. And just like when we submit questions like this here, where we put down the bit.ly, you can put questions in. And if you're on it live, it's really cool. You can put questions in, they'll interact back with you live like we do sometimes with our comments.
Oh, that's
or
awesome.
they'll email you in the future. So you can ask questions of actual students and questions of the teachers and professors over at the colleges and universities.
Oh, that sounds like a fun thing to do. We should do that for sure.
maybe we'll go look at I don't know, a school in the SEC like in Florida or something. How's that?
Yeah, maybe I'll go back to college this way.
There we go.
You know, I'm not too old to do that. That's been in my back of my mind for the last 3 months.
Okay. Well, you know, off camera we'll talk about some of that, some of the opportunities. I got some ideas for you.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so when we take a look at our Facebook, so I'll share with you yesterday, not last week, but yesterday, I went on location where I visited with the principal at Earhart Elementary. And as you can see, there's almost 500 people that watch this video already. But we talked about all the great things that Earhart Elementary has going on right now. Now, you'll love this, Maddie. Or I'm sorry, I said Maddie because I'm going to bring her up next. Mary, you'll love this. So imagine Maddie's older brother calling into the school to help out with connectivity and issues for Maddie's computer.
Oh, cool.
That'd be special, right? So the principal at Earhart, Mrs. Morales, shared that they have brothers and sisters of their elementary kids that are in kindergarten, first grade, second grade, where the brothers and sisters are in 6th and 7th grade. And because mom and dad are doing work, the students are calling in the school to help out their younger brother and sister. I just got, that was just awesome to hear.
Yeah, that is, and I think it's really making them connect in another way.
Definitely, most definitely.
It can be like the big brother or the big sister, and I can help you.
And it's also giving them more responsibility, right?
True.
It's pushing that level of responsibility on students and so forth. And I think that's good. I think that's good.
I think those older brothers and sisters, it gives them a chance to, I know how to do this and I can show you how to do that.
Yep.
Or let me show you how to do that. And it seems to be more critical because the younger brother and sister has got to figure out how to make it work. And they've got that sibling, nearby to go, oh, you do this, you do that. Like sometimes Maddie will show me how to use my phone.
Right.
Like it is. Sure. Like, how do you do that phone, Maddie? Oh, you do this. Oh, okay, fine.
Well, Mary, you'll be amazed to hear this. So I have a Fitbit watch, right? And it has a little screen on it and it interacts. Brooklyn, who just turned 1 a week ago, is able to switch screens and so forth. One day she put on my timer, my stopwatch. I don't even know who's on. She's able to do all that kind of stuff. It's pretty amazing. Okay, so there's what we have on Facebook going on. You can see the last couple posts that we've done have been about classroom conversations, about information going out. Let me go ahead and bring us back to our slides here. Now, there's a program that I want to share about called Peach Jar. Do you know what Peach Jar is?
Like, who comes up with these names? I think it's pretty clever.
Yeah, so we've had this as part of Desert Sands for a while now. This is called Peach Jar, and you can access this. And what Peach Jar is these are our electronic flyers. So this is anything electronic that we do. So you can find this right in our quick links part of our website. We've gone over this before with people. We've been on the social emotional part. We've been on the grab and go meals. Now let's go to the e-flyer part. So you click there, and it's pretty cool. So these are all the district approved flyers. So these have to go through Mr. Bailey's office where they meet with Adriana and they send the PDFs to her and she kind of oversees it and so forth. But also schools have the ability to upload their own flyers as well. But how this works is you can sign up per the school. So these are all the different school sites that we have. Okay, so you go to peachjar.com, you sign up. If you want to be a community partner, you can do the same thing too. So for example, we talked about La Quinta High, their program going on with that, with the PSA. So these are all the different flyers that have been up here for La Quinta High. Okay.
Well, that's kind of awesome.
Yeah, exactly. And what's that?
So any school, if they wanted to, instead of having a school distribute the flyers, they could just go online and print the flyer and then post them themselves.
You could do that, or you could just look it out on your phone. I'm going to rewind it back probably when Steve probably had the same thing. I remember my teacher pinning notes to my shirt and
Oh
coming
yeah.
home with flyers and so forth. This is the new version, okay? We're not going to pin it to your shirt, but we're going to send it right to your phone.
Oh, that is awesome. Yeah, I like that. Then you can move it around again.
Yeah. But as you can see, you can sign up for the different flyers for the different school sites. So, for example, let's go to Shadow Hills High School. We've talked to those people. So they also posted the thing about La Quinta High, which is kind of cool. So some of these flyers get posted district-wide, and some of these flyers are just posted for the particular school site. So why don't I show you an elementary school? We were at Earhart earlier. Let's go to Franklin Elementary. Franklin Elementary, you see, like I said, you see a lot of the same slides here too, but then you see something specific. This is La Quinta Public Library that, Franklin Elementary is in the Cove. So this is specific to that school. So they have that flyer there. And these flyers are also in English and in Spanish.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so all of our families can go ahead and access them. And like I said, once you get signed up and a new flyer gets populated either for the district or for your school, you can sign up for notifications. It'll populate on your app and your phone and so forth. So definitely plenty of opportunities to stay informed here.
Exactly. So any new updates? Anything you want to talk about the food program, or anything that's changing or going on?
So I'll tell you with updates and so forth, food program, when I was at Earhart yesterday, so as Mr. Capello said, that program started last week. Okay, so it started last week on Wednesday. They had a certain number, and I believe Earhart had something like 67 meals they served. But that was also during a program where you had to show ID, and some parents had to pay for food. Some parents, if you had a child at Earhart and you had a child at Glenn, you got your food at Earhart, but then you had to wait in line to get food at Glenn. So it was a little bit more complicated. But beautiful thing at Earhart, they doubled their numbers.
Oh, wow.
Last week. So that shows that, the families, the easeability is going to make it easier, more accessible for families to get food and so forth. So I anticipate that those numbers are going to continue to go up. Will they go as high as they were in the summer? I'm not sure, because I'll tell you, at Indio High School, Maggie over there, their lead nutritional services worker over there, they were doing 1,400 meals or 1,400 people.
Yeah.
So, but we are getting meals Monday through Friday for our families and so forth. So that's good. Most definitely.
So any changes in the school system? Any new updates for virtual learning or?
I came to work today and I got an email from Google. This is system wide, and I think it's solved by now because I was able to use my slideshow and so forth. But Google Drive was having an issue of system wide, not just in the school district, but across the country and across all of Google. So that, who am I kidding? That's across the world. So you know how I share documents and so forth with you. When I first got here this morning, I wasn't able to open that up, but it seems that they're working the system now because, like I said, I was able to share the slides. We do plan on doing some more webinars. We had a webinar last week with our ed services. Like I said, the TK through 5th grade got to learn how to use their tablets and their Chromebooks, and we went over that. So we will have some more of those coming forward. As you know, things are changing on the go.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I think it was interesting when I was down in San Diego. And I've been there enough, through the last couple of weeks of the transition of, going to virtual school. First, I was, getting Maddie to get up, and you got to get up, wake up. And then the other morning, it was like all of a sudden she was at her computer. She goes, I got to go to school. Right. So I think the routine has set in.
Good.
That I think parents aren't going to feel they have to be that nudging that kids are going to get up and, do their work. And she stayed on target with it all day long. I mean, it was pretty fascinating. And then they have all the paperwork there and the books, and then they have lunch.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like she was at work.
Okay. Okay,
it's time for us to go to lunch. I have lunch from 12 to 1. She went to, and then she came back. And so I think I think kids are getting into the routine of realizing that, this is how it's going to be for a while, and we're okay with it.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I tell you, so I'm going to have my first experience tomorrow, like a school day. So I've been having meetings, I've been doing virtual things, but I'll have a virtual meeting. We're meeting from 9 to, I have it on my calendar from 9 to 10. We may end early, and I got that 30-minute block in there and and answer some emails, do whatever. So tomorrow I have my first full day, 9 to 4 training. We're going to be in front of the computer all day. So I'll know firsthand how it feels like to be a student, because I'm going to have to be in front of the computer all day tomorrow. And I'll definitely share about that experience on Thursday. But this is I'll brag about this. I got the opportunity. I'm going to the American Grassroots Grant Writing Training. And it's a 4-day seminar. And tomorrow will be day 2. Tomorrow will be day 2. I had homework and so forth that I had to supply and gather and so forth. But this is to assist the foundation, assist myself, and we have our grant writer, Kathy Doyle, who's a board member, who's going as well. But we are both taking the class together, and we actually had a little debrief last night to talk about what we're going to, not a debrief, but just to talk about the class and so forth. But I'm looking forward to experiencing being like a student all day, and see what that's going to be like. We were told Mary, I'm a little bit worried. I was told we got built-in breaks, but only a 30-minute lunch.
Yeah. We'll never survive that. When I was in Julian, I sat on the board, and we had to write grants for to get funds for the TOT money, the trans occupancy tax.
Yep.
And I was surprised the amount of paperwork it requires to do that. I mean, the detail and the confirmation of what those numbers are and the record of that. I mean, we spent probably 3 or 4 months doing that. And of course, I'm kind of a numbers person, so it was fun for me. But doing the grant writing, people just say, "Oh, just write for a grant." I learned it is much more complicated.
Than each one is different. I've been fortunate where I've helped write a couple of grants, and we're very fortunate we have Kathy Doyle on our team too, who's written these for years and so forth, and she has a lot of experience with it. But each one asks for something different. Yeah. So part of what this class is doing is helping you organize your thoughts and helping you organize how to find things easily. Yeah. So as you know, like I said, I'm a Google Drive person. I'm building folders in my Drive that all these things are right there, easy, accessible to grab, so I can go ahead and tweak it here or there for certain grants and so forth.
Well, I kind of did that, when this whole fire thing sort of erupted. You kind of think, well, it's never going to really, it's no big deal. It's not going to happen. And then all of a sudden you realize that you have to start gathering things. Yeah. And I gathered some things and then took them with me. And then all of a sudden I realized there was a lot of things I didn't have. And there was a lot of information I didn't have accessible to me. I have my iPhone with me, but a lot of things weren't on the phone.
Right.
And so I spent a lot of times, doing inventory and taking pictures, and I almost felt like I was writing my own grant in a way.
That's a way to look at it, definitely.
When something happens, your mind isn't even thinking, because I have this sort of photographic mind anyhow, which is kind of scary. Uh-huh. So I basically just closed my eyes and I looked through the whole house, and then all of a sudden I went, I didn't remember the food processor under the sink. And so it's kind of interesting that when you start pulling it all together, it's almost a relief.
Yeah.
That I have a folder and a file, and I don't have to do that again. It's like, It's all done. You have your contacts and your numbers. And so I think
that's exactly what I've done. Is I built a grant folder, and it's got everything that, they typically ask for and so forth. So I got our mission, vision, I got our billing stuff there. I got a copy of our 990, you name it. All of our stuff is there. So it's easy and accessible to grab when I need to do it.
So on those kind of type of grants, Sean, what do they typically ask for?
So I'll give you an example. Let's see, we had Kelly McQuinn on with us, and we both applied for the Anderson Children's Foundation grant. And both of us were very fortunate we received it. And they wanted to know the basics, the mission, the vision, who's on your board. Some want to know the history of your organization. And they all have, these are short things, like less than 200 words, right? But then they'll say, what is your problem? What is your issue? What is the thing that you need to solve? And then you have to sell that on paper and in less than 300 words or less.
Oh, wow.
So that's why, as a part of this grant training, is they're teaching, fluff is great, but you don't have time for fluff. You need to just get to the meat and potatoes of things. So that's one thing they'll ask. And then the one thing the Anderson Children's Foundation asked about sustainability. How is this going to be sustainable after this? So we have to come up with a sustainability plan, as well as a report back plan, because they want to see how things are going. So I had to come up with, give them information about our website. I had to give up a write-up about what we're going to do with the funds. And then they want some pictures, and they want to see, the results.
Oh, that's interesting. I guess when they're asking for that kind of money, and they have people that are donating into those funds, they need to justify that.
Exactly. Well, Chef Mary, we're coming up on 9:30 here. I do have some other things going on at the rest of the day and so forth, but I do want to let you know we are going to have. We always come back to La Quinta High. You got to go figure, the largest high school in the district. We're going to have a familiar face in front of you on Thursday. We're going to connect with one of their students, potentially Mr. Schmidt. If he can break away from his class, he's going to come join us and talk to us about their project that they have going on for one of our neighboring school districts. So I'm looking forward to that. What else do you have going on for the day?
Well, probably nothing. I'm working on my she shed, and it got its roof on yesterday, and I'm so excited about it. I'm probably going to go to the resort for a little while and just see what's going on, because the office is open, even though there's no tourist activity on the mountain itself.
Okay.
But otherwise than that, getting the car packed and headed back down to San Diego tomorrow and celebrate my son's birthday, which we always have fun with. Me, I'm a big birthday person, so it's like you have to have those birthdays. They're just too special.
That's right.
But otherwise than that, it's going to be an easy day. Everything looks clear. The skies are blue. There's not a little smoke too much this morning. But the day will fly by fast. Believe me, I used to think, how did I work and do all these things?
Yes, seriously, I agree with that completely. Well, I will catch you. Oh, I was just going to say.
And now you can't get anything done.
Well, I will catch up with you backstage here in a second. I'm just going to kind of close this up. Okay, Mary, have a great one. It was great seeing you this morning.
You too. Have a great day, Sean.
So we're going to go ahead and wrap things up. As a reminder, we do have our school board meeting tonight. You can follow us on the Desert Sands USD live station on YouTube, where we'll have that displayed, as well as we'll have the American Sign Language and Spanish translation presented on this platform. And lastly, as you can see, I've been flashing up the majority of the time, if interested in serving on the Desert Sands Educational Foundation Board, where we seek out funds to supplement the programs at Desert Sands. Please email me. I'd love to have you come join us. Love to have you come learn about us and meet some of our other board members and have fun with us. We, as you can see, we have a lot of fun. But until Thursday, we'll see you. I'll probably catch up with you a little bit tomorrow. But Thursday, Classroom Conversations at 9 o'clock. Have a great day. Bye-bye.